Ladies and gentlemen, Indian roads are a dichotomy. While on one hand we are constructing 8-lane state-of-the-art highways, there has been a sharp increase in the number of crimes on Indian roads. Since 2019, there has been nearly a 40% increase in road rage-related incidents. We had about 1.5 lakh cases of road rage and rash driving in 2019. And by the end of 2021, India clocked about 2.5 lakh such incidents, many of which turned fatal. This is exactly what happened in the national capital yesterday. A senior executive in Amazon, India, was shot dead while he was traveling on a bike with his friends by 5 people in an area called Bhajanpura. The reason? Pure aggression and road rage. The attack was prompted by an argument over something as trivial as a narrow lane. The accused were coming on a two-wheeler from one direction in the lane, and the victim was coming in from the other direction. Because this was a narrow lane, only one bike could pass. The result, both the parties refused to move back and wanted to be the first to move forward. Happens all the times on our roads. We see it every day. The situation escalated when the victim allegedly stopped one of the accused, who then retaliated by opening fire. 24 hours later, the Delhi police has arrested 2 gangsters for the murder, and shockingly enough, one of them is just 18 years old. Imagine dying because you have an argument about who will pass a narrow lane. Sure, law and justice will take its due course. But road rage-related incidents have only seen a vertical ride over the year. An army major was attacked and stabbed in Mohali. A doctor in Panchkula was dragged for 50 meters on a car bonnet. Both these incidents happened this week. Question is, what triggers road rage? Well, mostly minor events like we saw in Delhi. From parking-related altercations to overtaking, from driving too slow to speeding, from continuously blaring horns to moving across several lanes, and even traffic congestions. Small incidents seem to enrage Indians beyond the point of self-control, often ending in violent clashes. Let me go straight across to 2 people who understand the issue well. Yashovardhan Azad is a former IPS officer joining us on the broadcast. Hodmaz Sorabji is editor, Autocar India. Mr. Sorabji, I'm going to come to you first. We don't have just data that is supporting that we are seeing an increase in road rage incidents in this country. We see it anecdotally every day in front of our eyes. Why is it happening? Is it because there are so many cars and so many autos and so many two-wheelers on our roads that everyone is in a state of constant frenzy and anxiety?
So I think firstly, it's really shocking what has happened, and really heart goes out to the family of the victim, who got killed in really what was a shocking manner. I just cannot believe something like this could happen. But I think, talking about road rage, I think if you ask me, I think the root cause is that our roads are just a free for all. There's no concept of rules, there's no concept of regulations, and people really don't know what the rules are, so they tend to interpret it themselves. So people don't understand what right of way is. People don't know that vehicles, you have to give way to vehicles on the right, for example. In a roundabout also, it's a free for all. There is a regulation which says the vehicle in the roundabout has a right of way, the one outside the roundabout has to wait. So I think it's this complete lack of understanding the rules, motoring etiquette, which again goes down to the licensing procedure where, it's so easy to get a license. This is not taught. I think this is all about proper education of road etiquette, which needs to be first ingrained in everyone's minds, for people to understand what is right and what is not wrong on the road. So I think fundamentally, the roads are a free for all. Each one has their own interpretation of the rules. And, I think it leads to incidents like this. But of course, I think what we've seen also is that, rash driving, speeding, overtaking on the wrong side, it's just becoming now, I would say, a real pandemic, if you will, of this kind of, rash driving and danger on the road.
Mr. Azad, would you want to come in here? Mr. Sorabji is saying Indian roads are a free-for-all. We see this every day. Every day while coming to work, I'll see at least 2 people, 3 people on the road having an argument with each other. Thodi takkar lag gayi, kahin scratch lag gaya, someone is coming from the opposite side. Uh, why we have traffic rules, right, in this country. No one seems to follow them. Uh, is this India having anger issues, or is this just bad traffic management that is leading to incidents like the one we saw?
Well, Shreya, my first contention would be that for 140 crore people, no matter how many roads you'll have, they'll fall short. Any amenity will fall short. So I agree with Mr. Sorabji that one is that the overpopulation on the Indian roads is so overpowering that people, fly into a rage. The other thing is, I agree with him also, it's absolutely free for all, and traffic is not an issue in this country. No politician ever talks about traffic, if you see. It's not on any agenda whatsoever. And number three is, even if you have, excellent highways, then people love to sort of, weave in and out through the traffic. And therefore, unless you really come down hard on these traffic violators, there will be no discipline on the roads. Now, in this particular case, there was a very, very narrow lane, and people were trying to, go first, and that is why the dispute occurred. I think the only way is to advise the people in Delhi that whenever you get into a confrontation, just avoid any kind of argument, because
Correct.
this is something which is absolutely impossible to even negotiate with the young enraged minds who just go on a rampage on any particular issue, whether it's parking, whether it's stopping for no right, or there is something on a traffic light. So and the police has to come down very, very hard on the traffic
Sure.
violators. One
Okay.
simple example I'll give you, Shreya, in the end, that when you go from Delhi to Gurgaon from that the airport huge highway, it's dangerous. Whenever I go, people are weaving in and out at 80 or 100 kilometers an hour easily with the help of CCTV cameras. The police can organize a lane driving and at least teach them for that half an hour of driving. But unfortunately, we don't have it because traffic is not a priority.
Sure. You're right. We leave it there for the moment. This was a quick chat. Mr. Azad, thank you very much. Mr. Sorabji, thank you very much. I don't drive in Delhi. I just can't deal with the aggression. I simply cannot deal with the aggression on Delhi's roads. And you're, Mr. Azad, absolutely right. Who knows, you get into an argument with someone, they have a gun in their car, and they simply point it at you. And that's the end of the story. And I don't want my story to end so soon. So we'll leave it there for the moment. Mr. Azad, thank you so much. Mr. Sorabji, thank you very much.